County, Michigan Historical Society, Linda Haas, and the director of the Ellis Sharp Museum, Julie Johnson. Welcome.
Thank you.
So you guys are in cahoots.
Yes, we are.
Yes. Well, the museum, it's a museum of art and history, community history, so it's only natural that you'd be working together.
It's a perfect way to combine two things that we love, history and just the festivities of the season. And where better to combine them than in a museum that has such a beautiful, beautiful venue as well as just history all around.
Yes, it's a holiday party for the Jackson County, Michigan Historical Society happening at the Ella. Julie, I want to compliment you and your team for a great Halloween event.
Oh, thank you.
It was awesome, and I was really glad to see the celebration of the season back after COVID.
We are very excited about our turnout and all the families that came out. It was wonderful.
How many people did you end up?
Over 525
Really?
people.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, let's talk about the holiday party. First of all, though, Linda, we've talked about the Jackson County, Michigan Historical Society several times on the show, but it's a fairly new organization.
Right. It was officially started in January of 2021. And this will be our second annual holiday party. We've covered a lot of ground in the 2 years that we've operated. We have, I think, 9 historical markers. We've had multiple events, but the holiday party is one of our favorite events because it's just a great way to celebrate the festivity of the season with the greater community, with the public, and just get together and celebrate Jackson's history. And also it's an educational event, so there's just a lot to offer our holiday party.
Well, no one knows Jackson history better than the official city historian, Linda Haas.
Except perhaps Ellis Sharp Museum. We're a good team.
But that's where all our history, most of our history, it's there, and a lot of it is in the basement. People have no idea how big your cavernous basement is.
No, it is cavernous.
Yeah.
Lots of little rooms.
So is there a program for the Christmas party?
There is. We're going to have refreshments or finger food. We're going to have awards. We had one category last year, the Impact Award, but this year we have 3. We've also included a Lifetime Achievement Award for anyone 75 years and older that has just a lifetime of contributions that they've made to Jackson's history. And we also have a Rehabilitation Award for an organization that has restored a structure or a building to its historic roots. So that is new. We have displays of different historical societies and museums so that people can get a sampling, like a smorgasbord of all that Jackson has to offer throughout the county. And we also have a special presentation by an award-winning national historian and author, and we are just so fortunate to have Dr. Annalisa Cox as our featured speaker. We're very honored.
So her program is called, and this is her book too?
This is the book that she's most known for, The Bone and Sinew of the Land, and it tracks Black pioneers. It looks at their struggle for equality in the western part of Michigan, and it looks at their trials, their tribulations, many of them farmers, and just really the backbone of the land, which is part of where the bone comes from. There are multiple contributions that have been really unsung until her groundbreaking research in that area. And her talk at our holiday party will overlap that theme, and that will once again look at African American patriots, but this time the American Civil War. She's looking at the African American patriots that fought in the American Civil War, as American Revolutionary War of 1775. And after the war ended, what did they do to go on to settle the frontier? What were their contributions? What were their trials and tribulations? So she'll be talking about that at our holiday party.
Well, I know you've done a lot of research on particularly the Black population of Jackson during the Civil War, plus the Underground Railroad, and in fact you've written several books about it.
In some ways our research kind of dovetails in that we're both very interested in African American history, but hers is expansive and comprehensive, and she has a national following, but we do share that same interest.
Yeah, and Julie, you've at the museum over the last couple of years, you've had some exhibits, and in particular, Black history exhibits in cooperation with several organizations in Jackson.
We have. So we had the YPOP exhibit with Diana Washington. We had Black History Month with Thomas Burke and the Save Our Youth organization. And coming up this coming year, we will have Jerome Washington and his original sketches and caricatures that he's going to be doing as an art exhibit during Black History Month. We'll also have Women's History Month again with Jerome Washington and his wife. So,
Yeah, I think we've learned a lot in the last few years about the Black history of our community. Thanks to you two.
Thank you.
I really focused on the Underground Railroad, whereas I think what you can get at the museum and with Dr. Cox is much more expansive, but Jackson was a hot spot on the Underground Railroad.
And I think as a community, that's something that is one of our points of pride.
I think so.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now, my family wasn't here, but I know we've got descendants of people who helped the slaves, and we've got descendants of slaves in Jackson too.
Absolutely. We have third generation descendants of freedom seekers in Jackson, and I'm really privileged and honored to work with them in my research, and I give them a lot of credit for their partnerships.
Well, it's interesting. You had mentioned the Revolutionary War, and it's like, oh yeah, I guess that's something we haven't talked about with participants of blacks in that war ever.
No, this is another groundbreaking research to look at the Revolutionary War in their contributions, and then when they went on to settle the frontier, what were some of their unique challenges, how they were received, and so Dr. Annalisa Cox really looks into that. I should add that November 20 is the deadline for tickets, so if people want to, we want the more the merrier. It's on the Ella Sharp Museum website under featured events, and we look forward to this public event.
Sign up, and are you going to have this in the community room?
So it's actually going to be spread out, but yes, we will have the main speaker in the community room along with refreshments and things like that, but we will also be showcasing all of the Jackson County Historical Societies in the granary, and they'll have their own booths up, and they'll be telling you all about what they do, and our galleries will also be open.
How many members are in the organization right now?
At the Ella Sharp?
In the Jackson County, Michigan?
I don't know, 12, 13, something like that.
We are really fortunate, I just must add, to have an Ella Sharp Museum that is willing to open up their facility to promote all the area's museums, looking at the bigger picture at how to contribute to all of Jackson. So we're just very grateful for that.
Yeah, you're right. So we've got a dozen museums of history in Jackson.
Yeah.
But how many members of the Historical Society are there? Citizens that are
also members of a variety of museums.
You can just be a member. Anyone. Brandon can join. I'm a
anyone
member.
Anyone can join. You don't even have to be from Jackson to be a member of the society.
And you can sign up at that.
And absolutely, we won't stop you.
Nice. All right. Well, while we have you here, let's preview some of the other holiday things happening at the Ella.
Wow. I wasn't prepared for that one. So we have a lot going on. We are opening we just opened our newest exhibit. It's called Horizon Exhibit through the Museum of Special Art. All of the artists in that exhibit are people with disabilities. And we have about 45 pieces of art that are up in our Hearst Gallery right now. And we have our opening reception with some of the artists coming in on the Saturday. And then after that, we have our holiday market coming back. We have over probably 15, 16 artists, plus additional vendors in our ceramics guild, plus pieces and patches and hand weavers and all of that. So that's on the weekend after Thanksgiving. And then we have our holiday celebrations exhibit opening that weekend as well.
Good. All right, one more time, let's take a look at the registration information for the event, December 8th. December 20th is the RSVP deadline.
November 20th.
November 20.
What did I say?
December.
Oh, November, yeah. That wouldn't make any sense, would it?
That's okay.
I'm just so upset that I didn't win the Powerball.
I know, right? Yeah.
And I don't know anyone in California, so I have no friends or relatives that would have won it.
No.
Oh well. All right, November 20th, the deadline to make your reservations for the December 8th event.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great to see you both. Thanks for all that you do with, and everybody that's part of the Jackson County, Michigan Historical Society.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the opportunity. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Great to
Yeah.
see you.
Thank you.
Linda Haas and Julie Johnson. More to come.